on. I gotta find my rhythm. Hold on. Why do the kids make this look so easy?
What is good, people? Iggy here, Faltac Unlimited, the holster guy. I am doing another Gcode thigh rig today. This one is going to be on the HKvp9 platform. Not really any bells and whistles. We're doing it. It's going to be pretty sweet. Oh, so I'm just looking at the order now, and instead of an RTI 34, this gentleman would like the RTI 33. So I'm going to grab that instead. We're going to go ahead and bust this out. It does have flashlights, so this is going to be light bearing, right-handed, and so Gcode, they list, you know, the 33 plate as a right-handed plate, and I personally don't like it as a right-handed plate, so I offer it as a left-handed plate, mainly because of the setup and the direction of the triangle. If you notice the flat side, where the flat side is, I have a bar here usually, so it's a lot easier if the flat side's right there. So, but anyways, it is what it is, and this is what the customer wants. Customer's always right, so we are going to do that. We're going to start off with our round widgets and our tape. Just had to double check that this was, in fact, right-handed. Oh. This guy. Again, I do 5 layers. Oh, did that a little too hard. Alright, and this is going to have a hood on it, so we're going to go ahead and get that hood so we could do this and get that portion ready. Doesn't say anything about suppressor height sights, so we don't have to worry about that. Literally the only modification is the flashlight. So this is as far as I'm going to go so far. There's got to be blocking right here, so we might as well throw that in since we're here. Right, we're going to move over to this side. Same thing with the widgets. Get our blocking in. Again, the longer this tape sits, the harder it is to get off, and I'm just terrible. Get as much off as we can, just so it looks good. Literally one layer isn't going to show. It's the multiples, but it all adds up. Right, there we go. Bend it a little bit because it's not flat. Right, let's get this on here. I believe this holster is it's going to Hawaii. That's pretty cool. I have a couple holsters out there already, so this is pretty slick. All right. I don't know about you guys, but man, I have been absolutely slammed with just orders left and right. You know, it's a blessing, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to hire someone to help out. Well, we'll see how that goes. Either that or I'll do more time in here, which Lord knows I don't mind that. Alright. So this side is pretty much done. There is a slide release right here that is going to get covered, because this is going to be pretty much right here. Then we'll put a blocking up to it, but we're going to wait on that because we're going to have to build that all up. So I got some pieces here extra, but we're going to go on to do this side. So I do want to get a Sharpie. I want this piece and I want that piece. We're going to go see this firearm striker fire, so I really don't have to worry about hammer or anything like that, but you still want plenty of room. So we know the top's right here. This goes this way, so we are going to sit this right about there. That should be plenty. So we could take this. Oh, that's too big. So we won't take that. Oh. Let's take tape. How's that? Here we go. Anchor that down. And for those of you that don't know why I use the edge of the pencil or the marker or anything to do that, if you have a piece of tape and it gradually goes down, the pressure on both sides will cause it to either rip or it won't move, so you're not going to get crisp definitions with your Kydex. So if you push everything down like I do, the Kydex will go down in there and it'll work great. So keep that in mind when you're doing this stuff, because it is extremely helpful to know that. Okay, just put a piece of wood underneath it. Feels good. And coming from experience, take a piece of tape and wrap it 100% around whatever that is. Main reason, that wood will fall out as you pick it up to press it, and then you got to shove it back in there before your dex cools down, and so it's not fun. Alright, take that, take your marker, and we know that these go directly across from each other. So mark where that's going to go. Alright, so it's going to go there. So what we're going to do is we're going to need a channel for right there. Okay, so we'll do that, and we know it's right there. So let's take this, get this down in, and this will support most of this. So we know it's going to be, again, right here, hence why we did that. And I cut this piece of aluminum out. It's 1 inch wide, and just whatever you want to do it. And put that in the best spot that you feel is worth it. So I'm going to take this piece, put that there. And this is going to go, see, I'm not going to like that. So let's back this up a little bit. The reason why I don't like it is you can see it. See, I can still see it? Alright, so I don't like that. So we're not going to use it. I don't want to see that. I just want to see this piece. So I will go ahead. Get this out and cut a couple thin pieces. Actually looks pretty good. So with that right there, we will put this here and square it up and lock this guy in place. Also, word of advice, if you have any markings on the tape, if you write on the tape, it will transfer to your Kydex if you're doing light stuff, so just keep that in consideration. Also, the placement of this in the type of mold, it doesn't roll down, so it doesn't allow it to fully cover this. We want to fully cover that. It's probably not going to be an issue, but I know it's there. so I don't want it there. So we are going to take a piece of something, then piece yeah. And we will put that right there. But first we're going to sand it real quick. You will see that jagged edge. So by doing this, you will no longer see that jagged edge. Alright, so get that in there. Get you all tucked in. Ah, bellissimo. Alright. Next, we are mounting this. We're going to use our cutout. Good thing about this is your cutout, you can either do 33 or the 34 on it. So we're doing the 33. That's going to go right here. And with that blocking, we don't need to do anything else because the majority of this is on there. So that is awesome. I like to do these pretty close. Our hand's going to be right here, so that is perfect in my opinion. Throw that down. Then I like to go across here, take a piece of your blocking, get it nice in between. Alright, this is now ready to block. It's guaranteed for a 33. Now we have to cut a retention plate. I can guarantee I don't have a retention plate, but you never know. So I'm going to go take a quick peek, see if I have that. If not, we'll trace one and cut it. Our piece of 1/4 inch MDF. Get the cord out of here. We're going to go ahead and trace this. Whoop. Line up your sight channel and just trace like we're in the 3rd grade. Do an outline. And this is a VP9 TLR HL. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that. I'll be right back. Alright, here we are. Got to open that up a little bit. Make sure you do blow off your wood because the tape will absolutely stick to it. And then when that happens, it just sucks because then you're going to get a bunch of little bumps in your Kydex, and you'll see it on the inside, and it just looks crappy. All right, get this all looking good. Close to the center as you can get. And then take the widest tape you have, put it right on the edge, and then fold it over and let it meet in the middle. That way your Kydex doesn't suck down in. And here we are. Okay. So we're going to set this up. Actually, I have something in the press right now, so I'm going to take that out, and we could warm up our foam. Doing a carbon fiber Glock 43X left hand. So let's warm up our foam again. But yeah, that came out good. Well, I like it. So this one is actually a going to be a minimalist. So literally for a minimalist, all I would do, one here, come down, come up over that, right? And then come up, just zing it. And then you're gonna come over, you're gonna zing it, come up, and come down, because it could have an arm on it, and boink. So, but I'll probably open that up a little bit more so it has more material, like so. So that's literally gonna be it. Just enough so that a foamy doesn't go off of it. Yeah, so it's a good thing we opened it. Bam, and bam, perfect. So, not the first line, that line. So, but yeah, so I'll finish that up. But we're gonna do this. This is black, so I'll bust out a piece of black that I have. Bam, perfect. I'll just shave it just eensy weensy. And again, make sure, boom, boom, make sure there's no crap or debris on this. And then I personally clean this off before it goes in the oven. So I've had a lot of questions lately about how to get a tight sight channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you what I do in the press and how I get it on the type of press that I have. So we are going to let our foam heat up, let everything else heat up, and go from there. The foam is warm. It's been on my oven for a while. You can see I could almost touch my fingers through it. It is nice and hot to the touch. I just put the black decks in there. I got this ready, and I got my rem oil ready. And what we're going to do is we're going to judge the thickness of this, and it's probably going to be right on the money. But what you want in this style press to get a perfect sight channel is to have it low enough to where both pieces of foam actually have some tension on it. If there's no tension and you let go of that foam, you could hear the Kydex shift. And that Kydex shifting is where you get that horn near the end. So you pull really tight, push down on it, and then slide it in, and before you release, make sure this is catching it. So I'll set everything up so you can see how I do it. 347. Alright, first layer, grab gun, I grab Kydex. Alright, put it placement where you're happy, grab it, and while pushing down, pull. And I hold it with my knuckles, put the top foam on. See how there's pressure on it? So I can let go with this. I'm still holding pressure on my left hand. And then go ahead and tighten it down. Excited how this is going to come out. Alright. I do this by feel and sound. And also I judge the gap. So that went from about 5 inches to like 2.5. So alright. In about 8 minutes, go ahead and I'll pull that out, and we'll check it out and go from there. Hopefully it looks good. In that time, so let's check it out. Alright, you ready? Bam. It's always inevitable that you get a little horn, but it gets cut off. So it's not going to bother me whatsoever. That looks great. Awesome. I had to stop what I'm doing, and I'm on my Four Seasons porch right now. And I need, I need some work, but it's attached to the house, yada yada yada. But this is what I needed to do. Oh yeah. Got some steaks, some shrimp, and I got the grill going, heating up. So I cannot wait for that. Got the blackened seasoning on there and loaded with garlic, just how I like it. So after hours and hours of making holsters, this is what's needed. So I love to cook. Maybe I'll feature more on this channel, later on. But for now, I'm taking a break from this holster. I'm gonna eat some dinner, and then we'll get back to it. Now that dinner's over and the kiddos are in bed, it is time to build. take all this apart because we will need it. Look how nice the tape comes off when you don't leave it on for a month. All right. Let's get this bad boy drawn out. We're going to line it up. And because this has a flashlight, we don't have to worry about the trigger guard mag release, which is good. It's on here, and we can go this way. I'm going to actually go straight on this one because it doesn't say it has a threaded barrel or anything like that. If it had a threaded barrel, I'd either block it or we'd cut around and do that. But I'm going to go ahead and for aesthetics, just do that right there. So our retention points be right here. All right. And we'll come down like so. Here we go. Perfect. And I know that some HKs can take an RMR, so we are going to do that. So you could take this, we know it goes right there. Curve that, boom. So just be very careful not to cut this. It's a little high, so we're gonna cut it on this side and come down. So I will drill these holes, which are 7 30 seconds. Nobody likes a dirty hole. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it. I'm going to do part bandsaw, part scroll saw. So, should be good.
I got it. But this way. But this way. Got it. Found the rhythm.
And we are all cut and trimmed. We'll go ahead and mark and drill the holes for the RTI plate. And switch back to our 7 30 seconds. And again, clean your holes. Deburr it. This is a Noga RN2000. Works perfectly. Alright, so because this is black, we'll go ahead and take some scrap black, flip it, and we will grab this blocking right here. Drill these 3. line them up. Use a couple of those guys. I'm going to throw a clamp on it. Go ahead and mark where the other ones are. These ones don't have to be exact. You could always elongate them in the end, but closer the better. Yeah, that's not too bad. Cool. So I'll go ahead. Do something with this. And I'll show you what this plate is for. So I'll cut that, be right back. Plate is made. Just grab the hardware and start assembling. Alright, so generally the screws they give you is a little bit too long, but the slotted posts are perfect. But I use those ones for the RTI plate. So I'll go ahead and grab what I use. Righty. Throw these three in. Throw your plate on. Take your hood. Lock tight on these guys. And just do them tight enough where they won't come out, but don't reef on them just yet. Because what we want to do is try and get these through. So it looks like this one, yep, that'll fit in. Adding a little bit of tension on the holster. So we are going to, back that off and take our 7/32 again. And just ream the holes a little bit. Go. Throw that one on there. Perfect. All right, and then take those three guys. A little bit of Loctite. Plate on there. Okay, we're going to go ahead, tighten the hood. Bottom one, you can tighten it however much you want. Top one, don't, because that's the one it pivots on, so if you squish it, it will not open, and if it does open, it will be extremely slow to the point where you'd be screwed. So, bottom one I tighten up all the way. At this point, grab your Gcode. You want to make sure you have plenty of clearance between the hood and the wheel, the RTI wheel. So there's plenty on this. I like it. All right. We can actually go a little more and check it again. Yeah, we could go a little more. And I'm going to stop right there. That's pretty much perfect. All right. So at this point, we're going to do this guy. You know, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and give this a spray down. Maybe it's easier to clean the inside when the retention hardware is not there. Wow. She's honey. What was it? Oh, wow. Oh.
Stop, go away.
Damn. Hey, back to our regularly scheduled program.
You're not putting that in your video.
I'll edit it out for you.
You will?
No. All right, bye. And we'll throw these guys in. Woof. All right. It's a little tight. Okay, so it's actually hanging up right around here. So what I'll do is I'll take the heat gun, you know, I'll heat that up and run the holster in and out. But yeah, I don't want that to be too loose, because if these are too loose, there's not a lot of pressure on those, then what will happen is they'll fall out on you. But that's actually pretty good once I did that. So boom. Oh, I actually like that. Okay, cool. So, throw that in there. Lock this guy. Grab your pencil. And you want that level with this right here. So it looks like it's going to be right there. Go ahead and drill that again, 7/30 seconds. Take our Noga, do the inside of that, do the outside of this. And for this setup, I take the supplied 1/4 inch, add an 1/8 inch gasket to it, or rubber spacer. I get, where'd it go? Here it is. The Allen head screw that comes with it. Throw Loctite on it. Bend that around. And you don't want to go too tight. Pretty much go until the screw behind it starts going, and then check it. So that goes pretty good. And let's see here. That looks pretty good. Yep, I'd buy that. So I like that a lot. One thing you want to remember is once you get this in here, You don't want to keep opening and closing it, because what will happen is it'll actually loosen the bolt on you, and then you'll get a rattle. But that is the HKvp9 with TLR1 HL. I'm digging it. Hell yeah. Happy bending, guys. Are you trying to floss?